Welcome back. Season 2, Episode 4, Trust the Podcast. I'm Micah. That's Jake. We are here to do Week 1 matchups and pick'ems and see what's going on in the league in Week 1. So, Jake, take it away.
Yes, sir. Welcome back again. We got football right around the corner. I'm pretty excited for that. Going into week 1, we got a few matchups we're going to talk about and a few we definitely don't need to get into. So I'm going up against the process, Jason's team. So pretty much first versus the worst. Pretty straightforward. I'm going to crush him. No big deal. Same with you going into J-Rod's team, number two versus number 12. It's pretty straightforward. I don't think you'll have too much trouble with that.
And then 41 point favorite. That is a bit.
Going into the Guru versus LOLGG's team, I think Stu's going to take that. Ed's got a young team rebuilding. Really nobody on the roster that could put up the points that he would need to beat Stu, so we don't need to delve into that. Do you have any disagreements before then? We should lock in those pick'ems. I think it's going to be me, you're going to win, and then Stu's going to win. Do you have any qualms, anything different than that?
Yeah, no, that's how it should go. I think the only one of us really on upset alert is actually you. Not that your team is in any sort of trouble, but Jason does have a couple guys who have potential of going off. Now, with that said, 9 times out of 10, you should win. But maybe next week we come back and we're reviewing the score and we're like, oh, wow, it was actually only a 10-point win or something like that, right? You might just sweat a little bit, but you definitely should win. I'll take all 3 of those same picks, you, me, and Stu there.
Yeah, 3 for 3 on the first one. I mean, we'll be contrarian at some point. Going into the matchups, that might be a little bit more exciting in the league this week. We got Najee and the Jets going up against Bordeaux's team. What do you see the outcome being? Right now, we got Bordeaux's team favored. What is your thoughts? What do you see on the matchups here?
Yeah, should be a really good matchup here. I think these are the other 2 contending teams in the league. I'm going to go and take Bordeaux on this one, though. His team's a little bit more established. I think the ceiling's probably higher for Najee and the Jets. But if I was going to say who's going to win the majority of times if they played, 10 times or 11 times or something, I think Bordeaux would edge him just a little bit. His players have actually put up the, wide receiver 1 seasons, the running back 1 seasons, all that kind of stuff where Najee's team still has to kind of live up to that potential just a hair more than Bordeaux's team.
Fair enough. I mean, I think this is the first contrarian. I'm going to put my eggs in the Najee basket here.
Yeah.
I got a lot of question marks on Montgomery. I don't know what's happening with that Chicago offense. There's chirping that he isn't a good fit for what they want. He's never been a sexy play, period. Cooper Kupp's going against one of the best defenses in the leagues. That's one of his big point scorers. There's just a lot brewing. Devontae Adams is a question mark with Derek Carr and that Oakland or Las Vegas offense. Sorry. I think it's going to be an upset and Najee's going to come out ahead. So our first difference in the first matchup that kind of has anything to talk about. Our next one is making moves and Broken Steps team. They were right behind our coattails here in the playoffs. Last year, they're both playoff teams, both have ceiling weeks, made it into the top 6. What do you see with this matchup and what we got going on?
Yeah, I know Flea Flicker has it as a 17-point advantage for making moves, but I spent all of last year picking against him, and I plan on doing the exact same thing this year. I'm going to take Broken Step here. I think his young wide receiver core is too loaded. Along with that, Zeke is nothing to write home about. Eckler should be fine again this year. Trey Lance could have a crazy good season, and if he doesn't feel great about Trey Lance, Lamar Jackson plays the freaking Jets week 1. You could slide in Lamar Jackson, and right there it goes 10 points out of the 17-point deficit. So I'm going to take Broken Step with this one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna follow suit. I just think that there's too much good coming out of this team. Again, Zach's team will have its weeks, it'll have its ceiling weeks. But for how long? What does Tyler Lockett look like? What does, is Rashad Penny gonna find himself injured, tripping on a shoelace at practice? what does Derrick Henry look like? He's got too many question marks and too much age on that team to really just like be ready to commit to it. And that starts week 1 for us, apparently. We're both going to go with Joe on this one. And then our sixth final matchup we're going to talk about today is the Benny Ballers against the 4-string running backs team. What does this kind of look like? Obviously, there will be some lineup changes. Hopefully, knock on wood, they check their lineups within the next few days before kickoff. What do you think?
Man, this is like a rock and a hard place pick. Two bottom barrel teams here. I'm gonna go with 4th-string running back just because he's a more active owner, and that brings me more joy in life. Benny Ballers hasn't been super active, and really, I can't. I mean, either pick here, you could make a case for the other one. So I'm gonna go with 4th-string just because he's more active.
Yeah, fair enough. And I want to just like throw contrarian just to keep it spicy for the season, but I can't bring myself to. I don't think Josh is going to keep this starting lineup. I'm sure he'll swap some stuff out once he gets a better feel for the matchups, any last minute news. And if you look at what he could possibly swap out on this side over with Benny Ballers, there's not much to get excited about, and what you see isn't that impressive, right? I don't see it being anything where he even comes close. Therefore, I am going to take 4-string running back as well. That leaves us all with 5 of 6 on the same with one contrarian. So next week we'll either be talking you're up one or I'm up one at least, which is kind of fun and exciting. Gives us something to start the season off right with. But yeah, that's really, I mean, pretty straightforward with the matchups, and hopefully week 2 and on gives us a few spicy ones each week.
Yeah. On that note, I want to wish everybody good luck in their fantasy football seasons this year. Let's enjoy the heck out of some football on Sunday.
We're back,
Crack
baby.
some beers. Let's fire up the grill. Let's get in trouble with the wife. Let's have a bit of a ruckus, huh? Football's back, baby. Let's go.
It's go time. All right, Meech, we'll catch you next week.
Adios, amigos.